Hey YouTube friends, today is Thursday, May 24th, and I'm here with your daily wine art review. Today was pretty much basically about Cassie. Everything kind of circled around Cassie's death. This is the anniversary, and so, everybody just get together in different places. It starts out with Victor being at the grave to see put flowers on Cassie's grave. Nikki shows up. He puts his hand out for her. She grabs it. They start talking about Cassie, how how they miss her. She was a great girl, and the way she died was just, shocking everybody. Nikki, uh, you tells him it makes you realize how short life is, and he's like, yes, it does. And Victor leaves, and Nikki stays there by herself, and she's saying goodbye to Cassie. I mean, Victor leaves Nikki by herself after he say goodbye to Cassie or whatever. Nick and Sharon are at the chapel, and they saying how much they miss Cassie, and Sharon comes up. They talk about Cassie, how what she would have been like. They sure she would have been done with college. She would have been a woman now. How she would have been with Faith, and they wish Faith could have spent time with her. And he wished he hadn't waited so long to adopt her. And he wondered what would have happened if he wouldn't have let her, go to the party or whatever. Things would have been totally different today. And um, she'd have had a life of her own, and she would have been a grown woman. And then Noah is at Crimson Lights, and he's talking to Kevin, and Kevin remembers Cassie coming over doing her homework at Crimson Lights. And Noah tells Kevin that it was the anniversary of her death, and that was the day that everything changed. Pretty much, I guess, with his dad and his mom, and just everything. um Phyllis goes by Daniel's house to check on him because she knows it's tough for him after what went on. And Daisy come up and she want to know what's going on, and Phyllis like, just leave it alone. It don't have nothing to do with you. This is between us. And but she just keep asking and just keep picking. So he's like, someone died and years ago, and it was my fault. So Daisy like, well, what happened? And I'm your wife, and I'm supposed to know these things, and just nagging. So Phyllis like, oh, would you just go somewhere? Just leave, just leave him alone. Just do something else. Go take Daisy somewhere, whatever. So Daisy suggested that she take Lucy at her house for a while, which surprised the Phyllis, because from a while back, Phyllis was supposed to have a restraining order against being with Daisy. I mean, being with Lucy. So Phyllis, jump on that idea, to be with Lucy. So after, she leave, Daniel tells Daisy that was nice of her to let Phyllis see the baby, but she's telling him that, they're a family now, and she's trying to convince him to do something. Let's go somewhere, let's go do something, and try to get your mind off everything. And he's like, he gets on the phone and he calls somebody else, and he leaves. So she's looking like, oh, like, why he don't ever want to do nothing with me? So Jack is at his house, and the maid is walking around. She ended up stepping on his foot, and he's like, ouch. He felt it. So he got super excited. He called Sarge. Sarge came over, and he got the pushing on his foot, and Jack felt it. And so he goes, okay, we're going to go. I'm going to order some tests. Excuse me. So Jack gets happy. He's like, bring him on. He gets excited and happy. And then as he's getting happy, Nikki came in, and she reminds him that it's the anniversary of Cassie's death, and they get to talking, and he tells her that he felt his foot and all that stuff, but he tells Sarge to go ahead and leave because he knows that Nikki really needs him right now since that was her granddaughter. So Sarge, he go ahead and leave. Noah goes to visit Cassie's grave, and he talks about how crazy the parents are now, especially mom. And he was like, I know you glad you're not here because all this stuff that's going on, you probably, having it much better than I'm having it right now. And he realizes that confronting them only make it worse. So he just decided to let them do what they want to do and just keep things peaceful. So Phyllis is back at the house, and she's playing with Lucy. Nick is surprised to see her there, Lucy there. He's like, what you do? And she said, no, Daisy suggested that I bring Lucy home, and she's not complaining and all of that. So Nick said he saw Sharon, And she was like, well, that's good. You guys need to remember your daughter together. She didn't go all ballistic and crazy because she's like, I got him now. And she was Victor. So, it's no need for me to be jealous no more. So Phyllis said she never dreamed they would end up this way again. And they agreed that they're not proud of the way they handled things back then. But somehow they're exactly where they're supposed to be with each other. So Vicky calls to check on Nick, and Phyllis says she's trying to be there for Daniel just as you know Nick just as Vicky is there for Nick. She's like, I'm trying to be there for Daniel too, but he won't even really talk about it. So they end up kissing, and that moves on. So Sharon gets home. Victor has laid out this big lunch of all the things Cassie used to like when she was a little girl. And Sharon talks about how off it was when Cassie died, and how that everything was going wrong, that couldn't be right. And she said she's missing her every day, but she can still smile at the memories that they had. Victor says she always brings happiness even as she's gone. So Sharon wonders if Cassie would have approved of them dating, and Victor thinks Cassie would want her to be happy. So whatever way made her happy, that's what happened. I don't think so. Anyway, so he says he saw Nikki at the ceremony at the cemetery, and and Cassie brought them a lot of joy. Like she brought them, together a little bit. So Sharon asked him, could the chef make more food? And he was like, yeah. So he called the chef and get it arranged and everything. So Daniel went to meet Kevin at Jimmy's bar. So Kevin gives him this talk about, I understand how you feel, but you shouldn't beat yourself up. It was Cassie's idea to even go to the party in the first place and allow you to drive her there. So don't beat yourself up about it. They talk about Lucy and Delia because now they have girls, so they have to, kind of think, about stuff like this. So Daniel says it gives him a different perspective on what Nick and Sharon went through now that he's a dad. And Kevin takes a call from Daisy, and so Daniel he hurry up and leave. So Daisy gets to grilling Kevin on where's Daniel and all that, and Kevin warns her not to push him today because today is not a good day for him. And so she decides to show up at Jimmy's and wants to know what's going on with Daniel. Kevin like, just leave it alone. When he's ready to talk to you, he'll talk to you, but you pressuring him, it's just gonna make things worse. And Daisy just won't let it go. So he finally tell her, this is what happened, Cassie thing, and he was a driver and it was a big old mess, and he just tell her what happened. So Daisy just wishes she could have comforted Daniel during all of this, and if someone gives her a chance, who knows the kind of person? I'm so sorry, y'all. If someone gave her the chance, who knows the kind of person she could be. So Daniel leaves, and Daniel had left, so he ended up going to see Cassie at the grave. And he's like, "Oh, you look like you've had a busy day," because he see all the flowers and the gifts and everything that people had left. And he said, "Oh, you must have, you. I see you've had a busy day." So he's like, he can't believe it's been this long, and he's talking to her and stuff like, and he keeps getting these phone calls, but he keep ignoring his phone. I'm sure it's Daisy getting on his nerves. So back at the cabin where Nick and Sharon used to live together, but Sharon just live there now. Nikki, Jack, and Noah, and Phyllis, and Nick, and Lucy, and Sharon, and Victor, they all come together at the ranch and to remember Cassie, and they all toast, and Nick says to Cassie, and it wasn't no argument, it was just peaceful, everybody got along just for that sake. Nobody brought any drama with them, it was all about Cassie that day, and that was cool. So that's what happened today. Tomorrow, Paul tells Christine about someone who claims to have proof that Ricky is responsible for Rachel's death. Phyllis says to Danny, I wish it were a different, I wish it were different. I wish it was for different reasons, but I'm glad you're here. Billy advises Kane not to answer questions, saying, plead the fifth. And Kane replies, if I do that, they're going to deport me. So, he is more important. You know what? His life is a tad bit more important than trying to, take up for somebody else. But anyway, So that's what happened today, and what's gonna happen tomorrow, and we're almost at the end of the week, so we'll see what's going on for next week. Again, I'll come in tomorrow with your review and Saturday with your spoilers. Oh, one last thing, Angelina got engaged last night on American Idol. I'm trying to see what her real first name is. I'm thinking. But anyway, last night, I don't know if you guys watched American Idol or not, but she did, in fact, get engaged. And I'm trying to find out what the guy's name was that who she got engaged to. Let me see real quick, because I like to give you all facts. When I promise you facts, I like to give you facts. But it happened last night on American Idol. For those of you who watch, I didn't watch this season, but when I was about to get ready to watch Our Local News, the last show was on, and so that's how I know who won, because Our Local News comes on at 9, and American Idol was trying to go off at that time. But I did read that she got engaged, but let me find out to whom it was, so you guys can know. Let's see. Hmm. Okay, The Young and the Restless is Diana DeGarmo. She got engaged to, and they did it on American Idol. But let's see. Uh, Ace Young. So Ace Young proposed to Angelina. Of course, she accepted, and they did it on the live finale of American Idol. For those of you that don't watch or didn't see it or missed it, that's what happened. And yeah, both of them, and that's that song "Good Goodbye" that she had specially wrote out for what's his name? She especially wrote out for uh Kevin to say goodbye. This is he and her collaborated on the song together. I will see real quick if I can put the link in down here and get that on for you guys. Maybe it's on YouTube or something. So okay. Talk to you guys tomorrow for your daily Y&R review.